Exercise 4.9 is a copy of exercise 4.8, except that we need to expand it now, and we need to keep track of not only the best student grade, but the second best student grade. So we are going to do that by adding a couple of variables. Okay, so we are going to mimic totally what we were doing with the best student grade. I'm going to call it second student name and second student grade. So I'm going to modify here, second student name and second student grade. And when I display, I'm going to have to display the best student name is blah blah blah, and I'm going to have to display as well. There we go. I'm going to do that a little better here. There we go. The second best student name is, and this time it's going to be the variable second student name, and I'm going to go to the next line. Okay, since the variable name is a little longer, this is going to make for a better display, followed by with a grade of, once again this is optional, okay, followed by the grade of that student, second student grade. I'm saving. Well, there's no really point here in compiling and testing. Okay, compiling, yes, there would be a point, but I'm going to skip that. Testing, no, there's definitely not a point because I didn't added anything. So the second best student name is going to be always empty string, and then the grade is going to be -1. So now I need to modify this part of the code to handle the fact that I need to keep track of best and second best student grade and name. So if the grade that you just gave me is better than the best student grade, what happens now? Well, the best student grade is going to become this one. The best student name is going to become the name of the student you just entered the information for. What about the second best student? Well, in all logic, the second best student should be the previous best student, and we need to do that before we override the current best student name and grade. So let's do that. Second student name should be the current best student name. Second student, let me try to do that by cut and paste. Second student grade is going to be the current best student grade. There we go. Great. There we go. Save. So let's examine the logic again of this. When I have a student that beats actually the best student, my best student becomes suddenly my second best student, and the best student, the new best student, becomes the student for which I just entered data. Well, what if this new student is not better than the best one, but better than the second best? Well, we're going to check this. Else, I'm going here and I'm going to do a test. If student grade is greater than second student grade, then in that case, well, the best student remains unchanged. However, the second student becomes now the student I just entered the information for. So there we go. I'm going to cut and paste this here and realign here. Alright, let's overview this code again. Second student becomes the one I just entered the information of. Second student grade becomes the grade of the student I just entered the information of. Let's try this to just see how it works, okay? And there are several cases here that might be interesting. I'm going to first compile, no problem. I'm going to then execute. Actually, I'm compiling the old program, sorry about that. Let me compile the new version, and let me execute here 4.9. Number of students in this course, 3. Student number 1 name, 1. His grade, 90. 2, 80. 3, 100. The best student name is 3 with a grade of 100. Correct. The second best student name is 1 with a grade of 90. Seems like it's working. Couple of things that I can tell you already are going to be worth testing. If I have, let's say, 0 student, I'm expecting the program to catch that. If I have only 1 student, his name is 1, the grade is 90. Well, there you go. I have one student, but the second best student name is blank with a grade of -1. So I can try to improve my program to handle the situation. This is going to happen here as an output. I output the best student name and grade, but if n is actually greater than 1, and only if n is greater than 1, greater strict, I can choose to display information about the second best student. If n is 1 or 0, there's not going to be any second best student. So I go back to my code, I go back to my Conqueror window, compile again, it's working, run it, number of student is 1, the name is 1, and she got a 100. There we go. So we have an output that is much better here, that handles real situation when we have only one student or 0 student. And we are done pretty much with this exercise.